need one of them big bronze tins that you spit in and it makes a nice little clunk sound. Yeah. That's a few items down the list after, the monocle and the pocket watch. But anyways, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, whatever you are. Welcome back to the Easy Reefers Fish Room. I am, of course, Fake TV's, the one and only Lost Begotten. Not so much lost, it's just sort of, But now I'm found. And I just saw in Marion Park, Houston, a place where I've played fucking basketball and baseball. A little soccer. Some guy just opened fire on a bunch of teenagers. Killed one of them. Because fucking Houston. Coffee don't for me. Oh. Well, I knew my dad was going to message me back the moment I fucking started the live stream. Sitting there waiting for like 20 minutes. That he was falling asleep. I figured he fell asleep. I told him just how shrewd my plan was. And I said, shrewd enough for you? And I didn't get a response back. And now he's just sent me a response back. Let's see. Well, if all he had to add was that I should look into the benefits of incorporating in another state to avoid taxes, I don't think he quite understands the greater scheme of things just yet, but that's not something I announce publicly. But no need to avoid taxes. I'd very much like to edify my local state and take good care of Louisiana in particular. Because let's face it, you got to pay a lot of taxes in Louisiana because, there's like a certain percentage that gets taken out just for corruption. But eventually something's got to get done, so maybe one day. So anyways, Dingo. Why don't you fucking start, dog? Bullshit. What the fuck? I start a fucking live stream. He's just sitting there quiet. Then I start talking. He goes, well, I'm gonna fucking start chewing my balls now. That's annoying. Oh, now my dad's messaging me more about the octopus. He found a little baby octopus over there in Florida. So yes, I might wind up having an octopus. That'll be cool. That'll be a good mascot for the store. But he would go quite nicely in the main display system because he's a local critter, you know. I'm going to do the educational aquarium thing. So having a Gulf Atlantic octopus, little common octopus. Cool looking little guy though. I mean, there's nothing common about an octopus. They're awesome. Let's face it, everybody loves seeing a fucking octopus. They're pretty hard to keep in captivity. That's why everybody doesn't have one. But anyways, once again, midnight. As if nobody in America is up after midnight. Oh, it's past everybody's bedtime. What is that, just like off shift for Russia? You know, never actually anybody in there. Must be that little period between like 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. over there. Something like that. Russia takes up so many fucking time zones. It's like, I don't know. I would still think that this would be one when they were. Should be actually. Should be about high noon in Australia or something like that. Dingo. What? What? I'm fighting. Huh? I'm fighting. You don't fight no more and you know it. You don't even play rough. How you gonna sit there and act like you getting testy with me? You don't even want to play rough anymore, you old wuss. Oh yeah, 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 just lick your paw. Well, why are you being obnoxious? Don't look at me with that tone of face. So, still waiting to see if anybody's gonna join the stream. Doesn't fucking look like it. I don't get it. Don't get it. People at YouTube just must be fucking stupid. They must all literally want to go to jail. They must hate being profitable in any way that could be loyal. And they must realize, or excuse me, they must fail to realize that being innovative can actually get you a whole lot further than being shitty. You know? Shrewdness doesn't mean ripping people off. God, the new Civics are so fucking beautiful. Bingo. Really? Sheesh. Lay down. So, one of the things I want to talk about today is how to set up an enterprise that can shrewdly reinvest itself without requiring any sort of rip-off mechanism or pyramid or Ponzi scheme or any of these stupid fucking things people rely on because they're, I don't know, just lazy and don't have it what it takes to be an independent business to begin with, and they should just, you know, go and get a job. But instead they want to make money fast, and they wind up basically spamming the internet and being the only help you can try to find for yourself if you're someone with an actual idea on how to make a product or perform a service in a new and innovative way. Anyways. Still waiting to see if anyone actually fucking joins. But it doesn't look like anybody's gonna. Dingo, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face, dog. It's like, why now? You had all damn day to be awake and scratch yourself and all this shit. You're gonna wait until I start broadcasting. Jeez. So, here's the deal. A lot of people think that where it says you should be shrewd in the Bible, it means trying to not pay people for their work, ripping people off, reducing the value of something so you don't have to pay what's fair. That's not being shrewd, that's being an asshole. Being shrewd is holding fast to the value of your own production, not being wasteful. It's not being ungenerous. It's just not being stupid. So I've got a development project, okay? And I don't know how many different business models this can apply to, but it seems to be a pretty congenial arrangement for any sort of screwball pitch. So, what you need, in my case, is a product that needs to be built. Okay, so you need to pay the people that are going to build it. And then it needs a market, so it needs a sales force. But more than that, in the case of development, it needs somebody to go and buy the properties, fix them up. It needs to coordinate with people who are already buying and flipping properties. Providing leads for the construction company and also directly hiring the construction company in this case. But I got one person investing a whole lot of time and energy, and I got one person investing money. thing is, it's not going to happen without either of these two people. You know, one's got all the money, and one's going to be doing all the work. I'm literally just the organizer, just the patent holder, you know? So what I have arranged is basically 3 different companies. Each one of them gets 49% of the company that they basically control. Okay? And then each one of them gets 2% of the other person's company. Which then gives them the ability to have a deciding vote if they combine their interests, or, you know, if they want to overrule one of my decisions, basically. So if I want to do anything, I got to get both of them on board. You know? So anyways, Dingo, lay down at sleepy time. Lay down. Staring at me. It's the middle of the damn night. I'm not doing nothing for this damn dog in the middle of the damn night. Why he waits? I'm sitting here for hours. He's dead asleep. I start doing a broadcast. He's gonna start fucking staring at me and huffing and he wants me to take him outside so he can just stare at the freaking moon and just sniff around a little. He don't need to go. He don't need to do nothing. He gets seen to like clockwork around here. Especially since the past couple times he pissed on the floor. What he needs is a place with some damn concrete where he can walk off them fucking toenails. squishy ground around here. Just his toenails just grow like a son of a bitch. I've never seen a dog have toenails grow like this. He's like one of them African tribal women with the long curly thing. Anyway, now look at me livening up because I see a viewer. Hello, viewer. Ah. So anyway, let me finish here. We got 49% for each of the guys that you want to work with. Okay. Now again, I don't know short of, unless you're trying to start some sort of a development or real estate or refurbishing company, whether this structure makes sense. People do establish LLCs to do things with, but when it comes to partnering up, does it make sense to share everything with everybody when everybody's not doing the same work, you know? Like, okay. I got the parent company, 42%. And these are two companies, each giving 42% of their net gains, not gross, net after cost and everything. This would be before tax, because then tax gets calculated on this based on each company. Each company pays tax out of this. The person in charge of the sales department basically gets 49% of the development company. The person in charge of the construction company gets 2% of that. And then I get 7%. Okay. The construction company, the guy in charge of that, gets 49%. The other guy gets 2%, and I get 7%. And again, the parent company gets 42%. Both of these put 42% up to the parent company. Make sure I'm not flat facing a page toward the screen there. So the reason why this is done is basically to make these people interchangeable on that level, assuming that they're not always going to want to have those jobs, assuming that at some point they're going to want to retire, graduate, move on, sell their interest, hire somebody to take over for them, that kind of thing. When it comes to the parent company, established as an LLC, the investor, okay, who has 49% of the development and sales company because they're already in real estate, okay, and then my construction guy, who has 49% of the construction company because he's already in construction, he knows all about fucking doing that. He knows vastly more than me about construction, and I know a good bit, shit. Or he does it every day, you know? And been doing it every day. 22 years, I think. He gets 49% of his company, okay? And that's permanent. But as the chief operational officer of the parent company, he gets 42%. Because he's the one out there doing all the fucking work, basically. Okay? So my investor is going to get 7%, like I was getting 7% of the other two. Okay? The COO, and the investor is going to be basically entitled as the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, with a specific you know, permanent retirement clause that this 7% is always his. This is his fucking. At year 3, with his no work share, just for counting the money, is $26,930.40. Yeah, it's a good little retirement chunk. While active as CEO of the sales company, plus that is $451,000 for him. You know, so it's a good year. 451,575 and 40 cents. Apparently that comes out the same number. Yeah, but. So then I, of course, being the CEO, being the owner, basically, I get 51%. 51, 42, 7. It's funny how those numbers work out to be the perfect business percentages, yeah. God, I'm fucking skinny. Look how goddamn skinny I am. I didn't used to be this skinny. Look at that. I look like a fucking, like a clothes rack. Wait, what was I just doing? Yeah, I look really skinny right there. Holy shit. This is, man. I need out of this fucking house so I can work out again. I used to have a machine that helped me do this. Now I have to sit on my couch and do this. Doesn't quite get the same muscles. Anyway. So whoever's there, hello and welcome and thank you for clicking the like button and whatnot. And if anybody has signed up for Patreon, let me know here, because I haven't checked. When I actually go on there, it's going to be to close that out, basically. If anybody signs up to be an investor in this. What you're investing in isn't even this company. What you're investing in is the parent company, or the umbrella company. This is what I'm referring to as the parent company. The one that owns this and Easy Reefers is going to be the umbrella company. Anyways, so yeah, the revenue I'm showing right here actually only represents 13 transactions. The first 13 houses that we renovate, basically, which are going to be a mixed development of basically knockdowns and redos. Okay, some of them we're going to build my houses on. Some of them we're going to perform an operation that I have in mind. Okay. And both of these processes are going to be done immediately and early on within the realms of that first budget so that we can become as profitable as possible as early as possible. Okay. Because essentially what we're going to be doing is putting houses on stilts, man. Early on, that's what we're going to be doing. These buildings, these residences that I'm looking at, they were built in this era of foam insulation. Okay. And I think that's why they're sitting still. Because we're talking about, you know, the little development communities where they go and they build a couple of streets and they build all the little houses around them, right? Okay. We're talking about entire ones of those. Just all of the houses on one whole side of them. And like, this has happened to multiple of these that were developed over here in this area, where just like the whole southeast half diagonally, all the properties, $8,000 to $14,000. Had to be flooded, right? Had to be flooded. And they're all built in this generation where they were doing, you know, the foam insulation and the stucco on the outside. So why is it that nobody's touching these buildings? Nobody wants to go in there and gut them and resell them? Because it's not just the sheetrock, it's that fucking foam. It's the stucco. It's the inside and the out. It needs to be stripped to the frame, you know? So, that's exactly what we're going to do. Only instead of the normal method for, well, not that it's really a normal process to try to take a house and lift it up off of its foundation. That's not a normal process to begin with. But the normal, if little bunny Fufu will cooperate for a second there. Excuse me. The normal method, typical method, I guess, for this atypical job, would be to take the inside walls and brace them against each other, okay? And then you just lift the whole thing up from underneath, all right? Well, I'm going to combine processes because I want to make the external walls on these things thicker so that I can make them hollow, so that I can add my ventilation system to them. And so I can, you know, make these buildings float in emergencies. Again, I don't just raise them up, I make them float from where they are. And we're not putting them on poles, we're putting them on cinder block pylons. So like a mini foundation, basically. A lot similar to the way the Chinese do it. Or the way according to the videos that I've been seeing how they do it. Some of them, granted, you know, we're just gonna knock them down. Um, but what's cool is, and I think this is really kind of the jugular for what we're about to do. They weren't done with these developments just yet. You know? There were still those lots without the house yet, you know? Where they were still looking for somebody to pre-buy before they built. Drool. Drool. That means not only do I get to raise a couple of houses up, but there's a few lots there that nobody wants because they flooded. Because the whole damn neighborhood flooded, so who the fuck is gonna build there? Me! Oh yeah. Those will probably be the first thing I jump on once I'm done the initial 13 shit. And there's just so many. I mean, so many areas like that where they were building, and then that big flood came through, and then they just stopped. And it's like, this was a bad idea, huh? Yep, bad idea to build your cheap bullshit houses there. It's a great idea to actually build something worth a fuck. So my big hurdle to overcome at this point is to get my wife from being so fucking stressed out. Because, okay, I don't know what's going on at this point. Like, whether it's gonna be just this one real estate company closes, or I'm gonna be able to, like, swoop in time and cause a merger, or what the hell's going on. Or whether or not it might be like a, what's the fucking movie? Cuba Gooding Jr. and Tom Cruise, you know, who's coming with me, man? Might be one of those things. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I made the big boss guy both happy and apathetic. I threw my wife a curveball. Again, this is you know, the guy I'm going into one of the businesses with, so that I can be better prepared to go to the bigger money. So this is just house flipping that we're doing right now. Okay, this is just me and a real estate guy and a construction guy. Okay? Nothing your little Russians need to worry about. And if this goes well, we're gonna have a giant fucking piece of land. I'll be building a house on it in about a year and a half. And then, yeah, y'all can shit some bricks. Until then. There is the possibility that this guy just fucking winds up selling all of his interest and going all the way with me, though. But the thing is, okay, there's drama in the office. And my wife and I don't really have enough of a feeling for this one real estate company to know who the fuck is in charge. Like, we know this one guy owns some of it, this other guy owns some of it, and this other guy owns most of it. And, you know, because it's his last name. So I'm dealing with one of these guys, and this other guy, who I don't think owns it, but he's like in a position that's in charge regionally, and this owner is only in one of these offices to kind of correct things. So technically, the regional manager is supposed to be making decisions, but the owner's kind of getting irritated with him. And then this other person that's like getting downsized or fired for other reasons nobody really knows. And my wife is supposed to take over for her job, but she doesn't know how to do her job. So my wife is just like wanting to look for another job. And I'm just like, fuck. No, we need to like hold it out. We need to stick it out here just a little longer until this deal gets completed. $420,000. We're going to turn it into 1.5 million within 3 years. In fact, I'm really shooting for that 1.5 years, year and a half mark. 1.5 or 1.5, you know? I like that. It's symmetrical, you know? It's pretty. But as far as my wife is concerned, the sooner the better. Because there's nothing like any kind of business, especially a family-owned business, where you don't know who's somebody's cousin. When shit starts getting dramatic and you're like just there because you're new, and basically you're only just kind of watching, wondering what the fuck. But at least you benefit from nobody hating you already, you know? But then you gotta worry, because sometimes you'll just have somebody hate you without you knowing it, just for being friends with another person that they're beefing with. Get it together and get some work done, people. Fuck. There's money to be made. What the fuck are y'all doing, you know? Jeez. But for every situation like that, what you really wind up having is the society-wide, I should say, confusion between privilege and leadership. People being in charge because they were born in charge and they've always been in charge because their daddy was in charge, versus somebody who knows the ins and outs of something, somebody who knows how to motivate people, somebody who knows how to take advantage of every situation for the good of a company. That's leadership. But when people are just kind of squabbling and being petty and worried more about their own interests instead of growing the company as a whole. Somebody needs to be leading. Anyway, what do I know? I'm just the CEO of a company that doesn't exist yet. How the hell did both of my viewers go away at the same time? So basically, I am limiting the current investment to the specific business that this guy's related in. And I'm not getting over eager with all of my patents at once and trying to give away interest in everything. Go lay down. Go on. Lay down. So what I basically want to do is start him off at 1%. Yeah, I think I might even do it like this. Neville gets 1%. Conway gets 1%. Max gets 1%. James gets 1%. You know, that kind of thing. That's of Novia, the big parent company. But I really, I don't know how to make a legal document, at least, that connects what I have on paper here. Basically designating 51%, okay, my share of this overall company, the little parent company, is going into the umbrella company at a rate of 21 and 21. 21 going into the umbrella company, 21 going back into that company. what's cool about this is that the reinvestment within the construction company and within the development company are essentially one and the same. And the facility expansion, like as we construct new facilities, those will be things that are decided on agreement. Me and one of those two guys has to agree for the money from the company to get spent. But then, like I said, I'm going to give both of them peace of mind, and that if they get together and decide that something I want to do is stupid, they have the right to stop me. So I'm like, I want to build a new Disneyland, or like, I want to buy Michael Jackson's ranch, and they can, I was talking about that earlier. Just trying to make my wife laugh. Like, you want to buy Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch? Just to, like, go out there with some grenade launchers and some fully automatic rotary cannons and shit. How's it going, the River Jordan? How's it flowing? I'm gonna get moved here if you can't tell. You're in on it. You went on the 420. You called your percentage point. Look, man. $34,000 of property. Okay. Times 13. That's what my current investor is going to be getting. That's his share. And that's just in basically the experimental phase. That's the part of the business that would normally cost people money. Because, as I mentioned, I'm that damn good. I'm in a good fucking mood. Okay. Oh. I do need to get some sleep tonight because I got another fucking meeting tomorrow. But I'm in too good of a mood. I don't have the money yet, but it's really starting to seem like it's gonna come. And at this point, man, I don't know how silly somebody would have to be to be like, oh yeah, never mind. I don't want to make these easy millions for shit that I already do. I don't want to increase my profit margins by like 500%. Nah, I'll pass. What is it? What is it going to say? Yeah, yesterday. It made sense, but I thought about it, and no. I don't know. I don't want to like take things for granted and all, but dude, I'll go find another investor quick at this point. I feel like God's plan is kind of playing out here. You know, this guy is a good lead to more people. This is the guy that my wife is now working for. I have been since before she got this job, before our real estate agent called us up and gave her a job. Okay. Since before then, I've been planning basically a land grab, a real estate flipping part of a business plan. You know, basically a development business. So to team up with somebody who's in real estate, I need to start going over all my budgeting again. And I have it all written down, laid out, planned step by step. We're, you know, putting this much money into this and then waiting and doing this, and then basically how much money I need to do how many things at once is kind of the issue. And that's 420,000. Yeah, that's story of my life, man. Wait until I'm almost 40. Just feeling like a walking manifestation of wasted potential. Yeah, because most people, if they tell you about all their talents, they're bragging. I tell you about all my talents, I'm complaining. Fucking math, science, English, history, yeah, straight A's. Art, engineering, drama, music, yeah, natural. Writing, philosophy. I was a fucking exorcist. Had people first of all, had teachers writing the school board to get me approved to go into their class so that they could make sure that they were the ones who taught me. Those same teachers made the class turn around and thank me for my contributions that year. And like, I was paying my own rent and I was going through all kinds of shit. And like, even before I was old enough to fucking pay my own rent, I was switching back and forth between fucking schools in the ghetto in Houston and schools in New Orleans. And when a teacher or a guidance counselor or a vice principal or somebody had to comfort me, they would tell me, "You've got so much potential. One day you're gonna be a millionaire. There's nothing that can stop you. You've just got so much potential. You're one of the smartest kids I've ever met. blah, 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 blah. As if there were some sort of fail-safe mechanism in society that ensured that people with potential were capitalized upon. You know, I don't mean to sound like the fucking Soviet Union and all, but we should at least keep track of geniuses. That's all I'm saying. Because, you know, I can't argue with fate. I can't say that it's not meant to be. I can't say that I'm not at a point where I'm wiser than I ever could have been before now. So maybe it's just petty whining to be, I wish it could have happened sooner. Maybe I couldn't have done all the things that I can do now. But to sit and watch the fucking world go to waste, I can't be that arrogant and presumption and thinking, oh, I wouldn't have had the same ideas. I wouldn't have seen the same solutions. What if I could have done better, you know? I think society sells itself short, and I'm an example of it. And again, I'm an example of a lot of things, aren't I? Like, I'm sure there's got to be at least a couple of countries out there that aren't just totalitarian or anything. That just keep track of their geniuses because they want to hear their opinions on shit. You know? Not necessarily to coddle them and make sure they're successful. But surely it would have been an asset for me, having been documented as being this, you know, fucking freakish anomaly. And I am, okay. Orangutan honor student, me. They should basically take into effect the greater reality of what wisdom and preparedness and national security and you know, everything else that actually means something that a government should do. And take into effect the greater philosophy of life, even. And that, yeah, just because someone doesn't become successful doesn't mean their IQ didn't experience anything. They didn't learn anything about the country, about society. If we would simply tap those high IQ people who wind up suffering through life because of their high IQs instead of benefiting the way people all imagine us doing, they might find some severely useful insights on what's broken in society and how to fix it. And I'm just picturing some homeless old guys that most people would think are schizophrenic. Like my friend who was a mechanic for 43 years until he got arthritis, just like unbearable arthritis in his fucking hands. And you see him fucking trying to sip a cup of coffee. Wasn't fucking around. He had some serious arthritis. Smart guy. That was your boy that said Baton Rouge. What, you saying you want to help with my enterprise? Or are you just venting about the wasted potential? Where do you live again? Mm. Hmm. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I always assumed that I would wind up tapped, okay? I guess because I got into drugs and shit. Right. But in Texas, my family, and even here in Louisiana, um, my mom's dad, known for being pretty smart fucking people. And my dad was part of this government experiment class, right? Where they took a bunch of really high IQ kids and just grouped them together, just to kind of monitor the results, I guess, right? Yeah. Ignorance has been taking over for quite some time, that's for sure. Longer than you think. It's just been securing its grasp in waves ever since it circumnavigated. But like my grandfather on my mom's side patented the vacuum-based miles per gallon gauge that they have in Southeast Asia and Europe from back in the 80s and early 90s. Ah, cool. Well, if you're in Baton Rouge, get on here. Go out and fuck around at a coffee shop or something. Anyway. So the one that developed that gas mileage gauge, he like designs yachts, like those really nice little like 20 and 30 foot all fine wood sailboat motor electric, oh, just some fine little fucking boats. And then my dad's side of the family, oh man, some big brainiacs all over the place with that. All his brothers too. Kind of an intimidating bunch. My dad's dad being the one who built that fucking cabin up in the woods, piece by piece in his garage. Drove it out there. Yeah, everybody needs a hobby. Yeah, so passing through Baton Rouge east to west, that's not coming by me, but if you go right north of Baton Rouge, that's where I am, right in the middle of Louisiana. Zachary. Yeah. Yeah, the interstate basically goes through South Baton Rouge. When you're passing through east to west, that's pretty much where you are. I'm just like about 40 minutes north of Baton Rouge. Way out in the country. Way down yonder by the Chattanooga. Never knew much about a man to me. But I learned that from I learned what about them and about them. Down by the river on a Friday night, hookers and blow on the pale moonlight. Tripping on acid and fidget with a spinner. Shouldn't have spaghetti 'cause I'm playing with my dinner. Way down yonder on the Chattanooga. That's the New Orleans version. Way down yonder on the Mississippi, never knew how much that marijuana meant to me. What? But I learned how to trip, and I learned how to, I don't know. But I learned how to dance, and I learned how to cuss. A lot about drinking and a little about drugs. A lot about drinking and a little about drugs. That's the New Orleans version. That's like in all the country areas. You know, back in the day before all the country areas got infested with drugs. Everybody used to go to New Orleans to go get high. And that's where I lived. The witchcraft capital of the world, New Orleans, Louisiana. When it comes to factoring in why New Orleans is involved in all these little different things, it's because of that ancient evil. So many parts of it that were lurking there that needed to be consulted. And I don't know how it's going these days, but let's just say during the Obama administration, things got a little bit cleaned out. Unfortunately, it was fucking too late. Because Katrina had already taken its toll. Oi, 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 oi. So yeah, my wife's having a fucking rough time at work. And it's all coming down on me. Because I'm trying to push this fucking deal. I'm just like, if you don't like to work there, why'd you hesitate to help me push the deal? I didn't want her to refrain from putting in resumes elsewhere. It's just, what she finally told him, I've been trying to basically get her to tell this guy things about me. Okay. Like I said, they're fucking people there's people that went to my school that work up there. Yeah. From way over in New Orleans. They moved out here after Katrina. Small world. Sean is like a living lottery ticket. Yes, I am. I told her to say that, but still. Oh, let me just taunt my trolls for a second, okay? Anybody who's thinking about fucking with me, come away from the dark side. There's gonna be a lot more money here. In that building, there will be the preliminary research and founding groups. For 2 companies that you know about. Construction, aquaponics, mariculture. 2 companies that I've only referred to vaguely as a technology company and a social media application. And 2 other companies. Two entire other companies of equal or greater profitability that I am shocked to say I have really yet to mention. Only maybe as passing ambitions, but what's up, Mr. Conway? Do I look younger? I keep thinking like this right here is like something I missed on my haircut. What the hell? Is there a flea? I think there's a flea crawling up my fucking sleeve. feel it? You know what I really like? When I find a flea right after I lit a cigarette or something. And it gets away but like lands right on the middle of the couch. Or better yet, up here on the back of the couch. Oh, like right there. And you get with the fire. Just roast that motherfucker. It pops and sizzles and it just falls. Fuck you, flea. Anyway. So yeah. I got two businesses. I got the in that tower right there will be the corporate offices. The first set of corporate offices. And it's gonna be a fun place to work too. There's gonna be a lot of friends working there. A lot of people who used to know each other from the team I'm putting together. And there's a lot of open space between floors. Yeah. A lot of recreational space, a lot of leisure space, hangout space, but a lot of, closed off workspace. None of that open floor plan bullshit. People want to get work done, they need an office where they can concentrate. Keep the open, social, fun areas separate, Anyway. I'm going to have the basically like a lawyer and a researcher for each company as far as the patents go, And it's just going to be a matter of whatever the product is, all the designs I've made for it, the factory that I designed to build it in, etc. Because yes, I've designed several factories at this point. I never thought I'd design a factory, let alone several factories to produce several different products. But you gotta love YouTube for just having so much shit for anybody who wants to overload their brain with it. Pretty easy to find video on explanations and tours and everything on any kind of factory and the equipment and whatever. So basically, it's about design consultant, process consultant, legal consultant. Company A, design, process, legal. Company B. And, I'll probably have one actual lawyer and then be hiring, like a paralegal type secretary for each of these companies. Um, and basically, what they're going to be doing is all the preliminary bullshit so that these products can be manufactured as soon as they can within budget constraints. And then half of those businesses should get moved to the other tower, but it might be more. It might only be a matter of two of them staying, but it could just be a matter of local offices staying in that, and just having a bigger office open up in the big building once I get it done. But that big building is a fucking work of art, man. That's that big castle-looking structure that I showed a few months back, if you remember. Oh, oh. Oh. Yep. I'm still trying to recognize myself without the fucking beard. Didn't realize I had a butt chin, but apparently I do. Fuck, it's just the angle of the lighting, I think. I don't know. I guess I do have like a tiny bit of but it's mostly just the fucking lighting. Me and my sisters used to make fun of butt chins when I was little. Like the overgrown jaw butt chins. And it's always like the really arrogant guy, I am Captain Butt Chin, like, I don't want to be Captain Butt Chin. No thanks. I think I just got scar tissue from beard pimples. I get some great little white wonders under there. But it's fucking weird. Like, I keep wanting to go like this and to think. There's nothing there. Can't pull on anything. Just scratching the face. But yeah. Definitely had to go and try to be all professional and stuff. If for no other reason that I just hammer home the point that I can pull off professional more than Donald Trump can pull off presidential. And again, he can't even really pull off professional. Like, okay. Just thinking in terms of real estate investors, okay? Think about the kind of person that would want to invest in a Donald Trump project, knowing Donald Trump's past. You get two types of idiots. One is just a genuine idiot. They're just like, oh, the brand, the Trump brand. Oh, that's how he makes the money. But then there's the people who keep investing in him after finding out that he, like, you know, does shoddy shit, doesn't pay people, and to keep investing in that is to basically complicitly understand that the reason why you're getting the high return is because of a shitty product. Like, basically, you know you're investing in a ripoff. So just think of the type of investor that would draw, you know? You know, other than, you know, Russian money launderers and child smugglers. Oi, oi, oi. According to CNN, key leaders say they've reached a deal to end shutdown. Huh. Well, if it doesn't involve Trump, I wonder if it involves arresting his dumbass finally. Agreement in principle. So that's Washington Post, CBS News as well. Homeless in Seattle during a snowstorm. Ain't that a bitch? Oh, that bitch who tried to, like, basically talked that guy into killing himself and said he should kill himself. She getting 15 months in prison. I don't know if that's enough. You know? El Paso Trump rally. El Paso Beto O'Rourke rally. Didn't Hillary Clinton win El Paso? And CNN has a video up of a Trump supporter, basically saying Trump has no idea what the hell he's talking about, and he needs to go back up east where he belongs. That's just how I remember Texans talking about Trump. Huh. Now bear in mind, even with the skinheads back then that said that was going to be our guy, they were like, yeah, he's a fucking clown, but he's like all we got, kind of. It just didn't sit right with me. But I always have thought of him as kind of an evil clown. Donald Trump. Well, like was that fucker on Spawn with the big violator? Yeah. John Leguizamo, yeah. Trump right there. Paint him fucking blue, that's Trump. You barely got to change the hair. Shit. Yeah, it's coincidental. Like, basically, that movie could be seen as the army of Satan trying to test to see if the West had any knowledge to see who knew best. And if they could make a movie that paralleled Revelation so well, in which the defiler was sent to corrupt and turn the defender against his own, basically the devil tricking himself into causing his own little power war that makes his own plan fuck up. But main parallel being the defiler, the violator, defiler, that corrupter behind the scenes, sent from Hades, sent from hell, sent from Nod. You know, we think of it as being sent from the underworld. No, we forget Satan was cast to this earth. He's a prince of this plane. And you go back to the land of Nod from which his ancestors came. It's fucking weird when I rhyme without trying at all. And again, I'm not really trying to speak at all. It's just, I can't even remember what the hell I was just saying. What about the fuzzy fucker from Spawn, huh? Oh, yeah. I remember the point of what I was saying, though. Thank you. If they make a movie, think of this. Think how many times they've done this. Think how many times they might have done this, at the very least. Okay? Make a movie to see if we're aware of what's about to happen according to the prophecies they're about to fulfill. They're about to do something. They know that it should be warned about. You know, we should have been warned of it in prophecy. They need to make a movie or some sort of book or some sort of production to see if there are watchmen, basically, to see if anybody's going to notice. Oh, yeah, that's the kind of thing that it says in the Bible. If nobody notices, they can go ahead and do that kind of thing. And nobody's going to be like, hey, that's the kind of thing it says in the Bible. Because nobody noticed it about the book of the movie. So why would anybody notice it when it's Trump? How many different subject matters does that cover? Not just Trump and Spawn, not just Trump and other fucking movies about prophecy. Not just, say Putin and the fucking Left Behind series. I mean, Christians got together and made a movie about fucking into the world. And it looks like now and nobody's talking about it. Oh, what is Trump supposed to be the guy from Family Ties? No, man. Huh. That's like all of you that found this channel. Yep, you've all got that cute little Jufro. What was with that guy's hair? He looked just like my stepbrother. Oh, David. He was a short white guy that played basketball, like one of them short black guys that could really play basketball. Like, he could really fucking play basketball, man. I would have no skills if it wasn't for them one-on-one sessions with him. I don't got like mad skills or anything, but I got some skills. I got enough skills to give him an assist whenever we went 2-on-2 with some neighbors. I got an okay fade. I used to be able to dunk. I can dunk maybe once and then like have to sit down for a while now. I'm only 6'3", but I got big fucking feet, so I can jump like a damn kangaroo. 14 W's. So anyways, look at these numbers again. No, I don't like those numbers. Let me look at some different numbers. Like that shows how much I gotta spend. No, I wanna know how much I gotta make. Like looking at negative 366,000. Oh, having spent that much all at once, that's gonna be a scary moment. So wait. That's gonna be about $40,000. Antonovia. And then 148 extra note. So, of the gross profits after the 13 splits, you're looking at I'm looking at 196,000. To split between myself, advertising and expansion. I have advertising each expansion at 21%. So. So about what, 38,000 internal. $38,000 internal revenue. Okay. And then 13,000 personal revenue. And then 120-ish thousand external, what would be revenue be expenditure. And 38,000 of that would be specifically for advertising. And the rest of that is basically payout or reinvestment. You know, that's not my money. That's their money. this 21. Let's see, 21. It'd be 42% of the 51%. It'd be 42, 42, 14. Right. Yeah. But 21% of the total. Oh, okay. So I'm doing my numbers wrong. I thought that seemed like a little tiny bit of money. Fucking $40,000. No. Be $76,000. Right? I keep on looking for my fucking calculator. It's right there. It's my phone. Got a graphing calculator somewhere. It's like effort away, so. So this is talking about like we're starting prototypes. Okay, this is in within the third year. I can't not like laugh maniacally at that. Like just all these fucking properties just sitting there. Nobody doing anything with them. Floodproof buildings. Problem solved. All right. So, prototyping phase. Dividends. Conway. You ready? If I'm doing my rough calculations correctly, it's 196. If you want to do it, okay. What's 21% of 384,720. And then you take 1% of that. And those are going to be the parent, those are going to be the umbrella. Dividends, basically. Or, not dividends. Dividends is the wrong word for it. Net worth increase for those shares, you know. So that's not going to be paid out. That's going to gain value from there, because then it goes into those other companies, and then what? It's probably only $700 and something at that point. Based out of the 384, when that 384 grows, you know, another 10-fold, 100-fold. We're talking about all the different businesses. This represents 13 flips. So that's 13 transactions. And I'm estimating basically annually 30 to 40 major transactions and up to 150 minor transactions. You know, sheds and whatever, pool houses. So the major transactions would be involving the development company and the construction company. Minor transactions would be just involving either or. I can't really imagine a scenario that would involve the development company, but not the construction company. But, you know, I'm not ruling anything out. Like, say, if for some reason the current real estate company does fall apart and your boy just wants to come work for me for a while and then do the thing with the other company and whatever, if, say, he decides to get into some multifamily housing, so then you're looking at, you know, a couple $1,000s a year for everybody. Again, net revenue increase. Or net worth, you know, as an investment, not like a we'll have like a board meeting and decide when we want to start doing the dividend thing, but when we're in the growth phase, it's all going to be about growth, right? Agreed? And y'all are basically going to get stock certificates. So it'll be a thing that goes up in value. If you want the value out of it, you got to sell it. But I'm not having this on the public market, so you got to sell it back to us. And that's all done within the laws of the corporation. You know, the corporation sets its own board meeting. Just like the corporation similarly would have a board meeting to establish when dividends got paid out. So what we're talking about here, second to third year, I'm thinking about 2.5 years, this whole phase with the 13 flips will be complete and paid in, and we'll be at the, you know, from the 420 infusion to 1.56 million. Okay. And at that point, the people who already have their 1% will basically have like a 700 and what value? Whatever. If you do 384,720 times 0.42 and then times 0.01. That's what everybody's share will be at once the prototyping phase is complete. And then basically what I would expect is an increase year over year of 3 times that amount within this parent company, but that should be 1/15 of the total growth potential of the umbrella company. So the umbrella company is going to involve not just this little parent company. I mean, this is a construction and development company. Okay, so it's only got like a little mini parent company, right? But Where's Zachary Tower again? The mechanic shop. That's umbrella. Disease mitigation, tire, flood prevention, aquaponics, easy reefers. This channel, if I ever get it remonetized. That's 1% of all of that. Right now, you have to pay $420 a month to get in on this. Okay? Unless you're one of the people who know who they are, because they've been fucking helping me pay my bills for years now. Believe me, these people know who they are. And there ain't no doubt in their minds that I'm gonna fucking come through for them on this. If I, get it together. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm still using the word if. I guess it's not together yet. I don't have anything in my name yet, so it ain't, yeah. It ain't there yet. But the initial conglomerates. Yeah, they're all going in this one little building here. I'm just like checking to see if I can scroll it that far. Oh, just right above this screen. Things that you cannot know. Things I wish I could tell you just so you could laugh at how brilliant they are, but no. But yeah, it's just a cute little fucking building though. I think that's adorable. Floor by floor. Get the second floor open up to the first, and the front opens up a little bit less, and then it kind of opens up from the third to the second in the back, and goes up to the fourth. Fifth is the ceiling. And the fourth has a little place right there. Some nice balcony action. Some nice porches all the way around. And just an incredibly strong building too. Like I ain't fucking around with the structure on this thing. It's intense. I'm not quite sure just how big these central beams are going to be, because I don't know how big of materials I can get. Okay. But suffice to say, we're going to be using at least 12-inch vertical beams. Damn near every 8 feet on the exterior of the structure. And then, of course, the big center tower. But the center tower, I'm going to have reinforced with steel too. So, basically it's going to be sort of a wooden core steel center tower, if you will. Wood. Okay. Let me put it this way. And Mr. Conway, I'd like your opinion on this too. If you have a boxed metal structure connecting from a couple stories up to way down into a humid floor under a building, okay, the inside of that is going to rust. But if you have metal kind of wrapped around and like breathable reinforcing wood, like the way we used to do in old times. The wood absorbs the moisture from the other side of the metal, and then it doesn't rust, and it lasts for fucking ever. In old construction, in my old memory, I don't remember using metal for many other reasons than to wrap it around wood. And I don't mean like morning wood, that would hurt. That would be excruciating, considering that it's generally going to be semi-molten in that process. Pretty simple process too. Take a fucking sheet, just wrap it and hammer it. Press the core out, drill your holes, re-smelt the rest. Anyways, it just seems classy to me. If it does work, it'd be classy. I think it worked. So, all the other companies are going to be set up in similar structures, where it's going to be basically 42% of their net gains go into the parent company. Effectively 21%. Excuse me. Yeah. Now I'm reversing the math that I fucked up earlier. So this includes companies that could be worth millions, could be worth possibly billions. I mean, really, possibly a couple of billion, up to 20 billion. Net worth of all companies, if my wildest dreams come true, if, I actually get everything I have in mind developed, especially when it comes to military stuff. We're approaching the $110 billion per year mark. That's not just like I guess. That's like I did math and then I scared myself. I calculated like cost, number of units, I'm just like, I'm going to stop there. But anyways. So what's going to happen is, as those individual companies get started, they may be further infused by other individuals, other investors. They may not. They may be infused by that general fund entirely. But what's going to happen is Mr. Conway and Neville are going to be at first appointed salary consultant positions. As will anybody else who thinks they can actually do something for the company. People who have been subscribed for a number of years and know what that entails. This is not some weird culty bullshit. This is a business, okay? We are a national security, pro-democracy, pro-Western, pro-free speech, pro-compassion, pro-charity. Going to be running specific charities involving disabled veterans, single mothers and abused spouses, and of course, animal shelters. So basically, we're gonna take care of all the strays. But again, that's just gonna be sort of a marketing thing. That's, again, business. We're going to set up self-sustaining, ecologically net positive facilities. We're not just donating housing, okay? We're going to set up those facilities for these people. And that is going to be spent as advertising dollars. And that's going to come out of this first company, and that's going to come out of the aquaponics company that Sean and Neville are going to basically be co-running with me. I might have a similar arrangement with y'all too. Might. Have a research and development. Call Conway the research, called Neville the development, and have y'all just flying back and forth from Australia to Europe. Mr. Conway, are you still there? Or is that just Jordan? Like, instead of having, basically me play Neville in Ireland and me play Conway in Australia, how about I just send the two of you back and forth, eh? Yes. So we're so proud of our college boy. You realize at this point you need to be starting to think about what you want to ask for in salary? Because I need to know. I need to plan out when I can start paying you. Hopefully start you on a part-time basis before you graduate. That way you can have official standing with the company to operate and seek grants within the institution. And with a position like this, you could feel free to try to be a teacher. Again, I wish I could tell you the name of the company because it's so fucking simplistic and beautiful. It's almost like Aquafina, but has none of those words. But it's that, one of those combinations of words. And it doesn't sound anything like aquaponics, but it just kind of alludes to it. Yeah. But it'll basically like be a partner company of the construction company. And then basically both of y'all will be regional operations officers for the construction company as well. So you should be getting two salaries. Although I might have you, Yeah, I'll just pay y'all as employees of the construction company, and then y'all can both be the officers of the triune on the aquaponics company. I don't know. I don't know. Fucking fly y'all out here and sit around the fire and actually fucking talk about it one day. But at this rate, it's certainly starting to seem like something's gonna happen, baby. Something's about to give real soon. Keep praying. Hold fast to your covenants with God. That's all I can ask. That's all I can suggest, because that's all I try to do. God, come to a point in my life where there's things that you've told me that I must not do anymore. Habits that you did not approve of. And I have become a better person. And I understand now what you expect of me. And I am at terms with my bad habits that I do not recommend on anyone else. And I hope to maybe even get to a place where I can get rid of those. I genuinely hope to get rid of my bad habits that I have remaining. And I commit my life to the purpose that you have. Because I understand that that's the reason why I have the talents that you gave me, is so that I could fulfill this purpose. And I ask that you help me do these things, because I understand that I only want to do these things because that you want me to do these things. And I commit my life to you, O God. Help me stay on this path that you have chosen for me. That's how I pray. And I feel like, when it comes to that whole idea of like people retiring and not having anything to do and then dying shortly afterwards, it kind of follows the same principle. You commit to a purpose, and God, keeps you the fuck alive, I mean, maybe I'm extreme in saying that or whatever, but I've experienced firsthand some shit that should have killed me, and I just kind of had this feeling that I wasn't gonna die, even though it was pretty obvious I was about to die. Like even the point where, one of these incidences, I'm like, wow, okay, so this is how I'm gonna die? This is interesting, God. Like, you could have picked something less dramatic. Yeah. I had a thought like that, too. I was sitting there spinning around on the fucking highway with 300ZX, breaking my pinkies. Like it was almost like you could have just asked, but it was like misworded. It was more it was really like you could have chose something a little more subdued, but you know, God knew what the fuck I was talking about because he was God, or is God, or whatever. Anyway, I just think like here it is, here it is, here it is. Here's the most ruthless analysis I can give of myself right now. I'm so worried about my own fucking bad luck. I want this deal to ride on other people's fate, not just mine. Because mine sucks. If it's all up to me, we're screwed. You know, I'm screwed. But like maybe y'all like deserve something better, and I can like ride y'all's coattails to victory or something. I don't know. Oh, that's a horrible way of looking at it. That's hilarious though. Born under a bad sign. I've been down since I began to crawl. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I know. There's a guitar right over there, but I'm too lazy. I kind of got to pee, so I don't want to get up. What? Seriously, Conway, can you smell it yet? Can you like smell the victory in the air? I need to stop getting in a fucking goofy mood. I'm gonna wind up waking myself back up again in a second. When I was getting tired, I was gonna go to bed at a reasonable, semi-reasonable time, and now I'm just like, these fucking numbers really work. Dingo, Dingo, lay down. Yes, it's sleepy time. Go. Nah. Yeah. So yeah, let's just call it Aquafina for now. It'll be Aquafina Research and Development. If they don't make Aquafina water anymore, can we just call it that? But what it'll basically be is I'm going to do a similar structure of 49.2, 49.2. Okay. And it'll be the incorporated or LLC. And then it'll be those two individual companies. What you will do, Mr. Conway, is work with me to figure out what to do, which we already know a lot of the things that we're going to do. I've got a lot of things on a basic level, and you're going to refine the processes, right? Through travel, through video conference. Okay. And he's going to coordinate with the construction company. And real estate agents and stuff like that, and towns and governments, whatever. And get those things implemented. Savvy? Now, what's gonna first happen is it's gonna be, like I said, research and development. So I'm gonna be funding it with this other enterprise out of pocket. Okay? Which means I'm gonna put both of y'all on salary as part-time consultants until the three of us come up with a game plan. And if it involves you guys helping planning projects out here, you'll get paid for that. If it involves you guys planning projects in your areas, you'll get double dipped on that. But the idea is to get a footprint in those areas based upon projects that are, I don't want to say just congenial, but very thoughtful and productive for the area, you know, that add value to the community. And not just for the sake of the real estate value, but like just, you know, to make it clear that we're a company that's going to genuinely help where we're allowed to do business. And then it's just a matter of buying up all the property that nobody else wants. And then what can be rehabbed and that would otherwise be desirable once it's rehabbed, that's what you sell. And what is still kind of inconveniently located or born ugly, that's where you set up your charitable centers and animal shelters. But I'm not shoving, disabled veterans and anybody who shouldn't be shoveled off to the side. They're not going to be shoveled off to the side. They're going to be intermixed with the retail community, just as the aquaponic facilities, the reclamation and recycling facilities, those are all going to be integrated with projects as a whole, especially when we can get in there and develop, a whole little, well, what do you call them fucking little McMansion areas where they go in there and they build a couple little streets or in a little cul-de-sac and shit. But just a little development community, Not a gated community, just a development community. Anytime we actually work on that kind of scale, we're going to integrate aquaponics and basically make that not only a ecologically net positive community, but in doing so, actually make it a revenue source. Which means wherever we buy land, we're going to be keeping a little bit of the land. Again, not just for the charity's sake, but to make it a revenue source. But also, again, that's what you do with the ugly stuff. There's a lot of situations where it's a matter of accessibility, okay? Accessibility. It's a weird way of saying that, but accessibility, where, like, some good land and some shitty land are separate properties, and you got to buy them all together and then reconfigure them and connect them to the street to get it to where you can actually build some houses on them. Otherwise, they're, combined, they're not worth much the way they're sitting, but you rearrange them after owning all of them, and, monopoly. But there's just a lot of things just to keep an eye out for based on experience. And what we're going to do is basically I'm going to put you all in them salaries, and we're going to have fucking nightly video conferences where we can actually talk, unlike, I'm going to work around. We're just going to schedule something that works for both of y'all based on his work schedule and your school schedule. Until I graduate, I can put you full-time. Until you graduate, I can put you full-time. Until I graduate, you can put me full-time. Yeah. But of course, I'm going to have to get, lawyers and accountants and all kinds of shit and permits to fucking employ people from other countries, and, I don't even know about all that crap. But once I do, y'all will be the first people I hire that Donald Trump hates. Wait, what? Oh, who am I kidding? You're not dark-skinned enough at all. And again, for all I know, I'm too dark-skinned for fucking Donald Trump. He's so white, he's orange. What? That doesn't even make sense. Alright, so fucking, I'm looking at the time. I've got to get some sleep before my next meeting. I don't know how I'm going to get some sleep. But I know that step one is ending this live stream. Just like fucking, I'm in manic mode. I wish I could just like take a pill and blink my eyes and look, I slept, huh? John Oliver is on the Colbert Report. That's got to be hilarious. Venezuela opposition envoy is in Rome to press their cause. Guaidos. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know. I haven't heard his name spoken out loud by people who actually speak the language. I don't know how the hell to say that. I keep reading the headlines. Well, other than the Mueller probe finally announcing that they're basically investigating ties that Trump and Russia had a deal about the election. Like actual quid pro quo regarding the Manafort sharing election data and everything. So like, I don't know, my deal is almost as, you know, it's like the same kind of feeling, you know. It's like Trump's almost in jail. I almost have a deal. It's like they're both so close. Oh, it's just so close. It's so far away still. Anyways, I'm just so not interested in the governor with the blackface thing. Like, just they came out with this shit on purpose, just so people would talk about something other than Trump and Russia, because that's all we should be fucking talk about. That's all there is to talk about. It's all that matters right now. We have a traitor in the White House, for fuck's sake. Would you people stop trying to defend it and deny it and think about the implications for a change? Oh. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. So anyway, that's going to be all for the broadcast, I guess. I'm going to try to get some sleep. Everybody pray for me and wish me luck and stuff tomorrow. I'm so paranoid. It's like, oh, fear of rejection. Just, I will find a way to press forward no matter what. Even if I have to go sell used cars and self-fund this fucking first step. Gonna get this done. I'm gonna get something done so my wife can stop going crazy at this bullshit. And so we can fucking pay our bills and get out of this fucking hellhole. Anyways. So thanks for riding along with us on this trip. And thanks for everybody who's been so very supportive. And of course, thanks for liking, watching, subscribing, chatting, hanging out, bullshitting, clicking the like button. Ooh, 3 likes already. Fancy, fancy. Thank you. It really did. It was nice having the channel monetized. You know, like before I monetized it, didn't seem that important. Didn't ever think I was going to make much money off of it. Then the money went up. It was like, oh, this is worthwhile. Oh, I should put effort into this, honey. You know? It's like they purposely tried to trigger a fight between me and my wife with that bullshit, you know? And by a fight, I mean a lot of fights. But like, even when it was just hope for money, you know, even when it was like the views were tanked and the money was tanked and it was only like $10 a month, $12 a month, that got down to like $7 a month for quite a while. And then it got back up to $12 a month, and then they fucking demonetized me. But it was nicer getting just a little couple dollars a month. Nicer knowing that just once a year I might get a check for like $100 or something. You know, that was nice. Now it just feels like, I don't know, insulting. It's kind of like that little feeling of rejection. It's like, how dare you fucking slimy shits act like I'm not good enough for you. Last I checked, you were acting like a bunch of fucking traitors, and I was just trying to stand up for the country that you claim to be a part of. But I'm the one who gets demonetized, and you know, all the actual American channels you can skip the ads on. But then copyrighted material shows up from Russian channels, and these random compilation channels that have computers or paid actors speaking. That frankly, I just don't believe the revenue is going to America. I just don't. I just can't be convinced of it, that the America's going anywhere near America. And for some reason, 9 times out of 10. Whereas 9 times out of 10, you can skip the ad on MSNBC. You can skip the ad on any, you know, Bigger Pockets, on any of these American channels that no matter what type of channel it is. Okay, if I know they're actual Americans behind the channel, you can skip the ad. If it's not an American channel, and especially if it's one of these bullshit copyrighted news uploaders, you can't skip the ad. They're getting preferential treatment. Google, YouTube, AdSense isn't just like stealing. It's some bizarre form of money laundering. It's like this weird preferential fucking treatment that drains money from hardworking Americans and just fucking feeds it to these fucking foreign accounts at a disparities rate. Like, not only should they not be there, but then they get preferential treatment on top of that. Then their fucking videos make more money. It's fucked up. And if you're watching this in the future and you think that's fucked up, don't forget to click the like button. Make sure you subscribe.